Hello everybody and welcome to another Minecraft video brought to you by Rob's Mind. And today we are going to be checking out this creeper farm that I have behind me. You might recognize this. This is an updated and revised version of my other creeper farm, and I am officially naming this the Creeper Reaper. The reason I'm naming it that, we have got all sorts of different add-ons and additions from this that were suggested by you guys, actually. Most of these additions, such as the Trident Killer, why I'm holding a looting sword, and even the dispenserless design were all added by viewers, and thank you so much for this. So I've thrown them all together into one video. If you don't know how to make a Trident Killer, this is going to be for you. So here we go. As you can see, this is from about a half an hour of drops. We've got a lot of creepers, a few witches, a couple skeletons, nothing to really cry about. I put a ring of magma blocks up at the top near our creeper drop hole so that the spiders will actually die in there, not causing any issues. As you can see, maybe if it's light enough, there are no dispensers whatsoever in this design. We're using a waterlogged piston to actually do all of this, which was another great idea. The base is built out of leaves, and yeah, pretty much that is what we're going to have. Also, I'm going to fill you in on some other information that I left out in the other video. So here we go. Let's look at what you're going to need to build it. So now coming back, you can see that when we look into this chest, I have it broken up into a few different sections for a specific reason. Up here we have our funnel and trident killer. Starting off, you'll need 1 sticky piston, 1 redstone comparator, 3 hoppers, 3 pieces of redstone, 1 piece of carpet, 1 trident, 2 chests, 1 lever, 44 blocks of your choice, about 450 leaves, comes up to a little over 7 stacks, 1 infinite water source, 8 magma blocks, 2 glass if you want to see all your creepers die, and a looting 3 sword. Then this will be the stackable recipe for each and every platform, however many you want to use. You'll need 132 blocks, which is 2 stacks plus 4, 1 sticky piston, 1 redstone block per layer, 1 water bucket, 24 fences, and a stack and a quarter of trapdoors, so a stack plus 16. Then for the final bit, that's going to be our redstone clock and our roofing. So you will need 2 sticky pistons, 2 redstone comparators, 2 hoppers, 3 pieces of redstone, 1 block of redstone, 1 redstone repeater, 4 circuit blocks, any of your choice, 96 items of any kind just to power our hopper clock, and 350 plus blocks. You'll need at least 350 for the roof. I think you could go a little bit more to actually make it a little more efficient. So now let's grab these last few items and we will start the build. So I am going to start at y equals 210, which will allow me to get 5 layers comfortably on this mob farm, no problem. So right here I'm going to place a block right there, a hopper running into our double chest. That will actually signify the center of our mob farm. Then diagonal that hopper, we're going to put 4 blocks up, 1, 2, 3, 4 on each side. Our 2 glass can go in the middle with a 1 block gap above our chest if you so would like. Then I'm just going to build up a few more blocks on either side of this. Like I said, this is nothing you really have to do. I just do it to make it look a little bit better. But there we go, build up our little wall just like that. Then behind here, we're going to place 1 sticky piston just like that. And then we're just going to kind of surround the area that this sticky piston will be pushing. And at the same time, we're going to build our tube that our creepers will be falling down. So here we go, we've got that. Build up the backside behind the hopper. And then place in this last block for that sticky piston, and there we go. The next thing that we are going to do is actually wire up the redstone clock used for our trident killer. So we're going to place a lever right there. And then down here we are going to put 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to put a 4th block right here. We'll place a block there, hopper running into that block, then I'll get on this platform. So now we have 2 hoppers facing into each other just like that to make this small hopper clock. I'm sure you guys will have seen that before. place a comparator coming out of one of the hoppers, throw one item into that pair of hoppers, and there we go, our piston's pumping back and forth. But we want to be able to shut this thing off, so we're going to come around the back of it. 1, 2, 3 blocks, just like that, redstone on all 3, and we're done. Now I put redstone on 3 blocks. You could just use 1 block and lock that piston. I just put it on all 3 so that it locks our hopper clock as well. So here we go. We're going to place a piece of carpet, throw a trident in there, and if you hear that noise, that's the trident bouncing back and forth, and there we go. That's how you know that this thing is actually moving and ready to kill some creepers. So the next thing that we are going to do is place a ring of 8 magma blocks around that creeper drop hole right there. We are going to do that because inevitably we are going to get some spiders spawning in here. This will take care of them. After that, 3 blocks off of each and every side of the magma blocks. That'll make 4 in total from the center of the hole. Fill it all the way in, and you will get a 9x9 platform just like this one. Next thing that you are going to want to do is make 1 retaining lip so that we don't get any water spilling all over this place. That would not be very, very ideal. We'll just go ahead and fill that 1 lip in around here. And then we will get ourselves some solid blocks, because if you go and try and place water sources on top of these leaves, it'll just waterlog the leaf block. And so that's not very smart. Now, you do not have to use leaves at all. I just thought that it was a great suggestion left in my comments section. They're easy to obtain, and not only that, but they are also spawn proof. So that's another plus. You don't even have to light up the leaves. After that, we are going to go 4 blocks around the entire rim of this. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we're just going to kind of fill that in and make 1 big 4-block wide ring around this. So I'll be back in 1 second. Now that we have got that done, we are going to go ahead and put another retaining lip around this because, like I said, spilling our water everywhere would not be exactly ideal. But now while I'm doing this, I would like to take the time to tell you guys, please build this up high. Save yourself the hassle. I realized that now that it's because we're trying to only spawn creepers in this farm, and partially blocking the spawn spaces makes it to where if you have any spawnable spaces outside of this farm that are loaded up, you will not get creepers. But so here we go. We are going to start with the center block of our platform and just kind of build this diamond shape all the way across. It should end up lining up perfectly in the center on the next side. So we'll go ahead and fill that in right there. Here we go. Yep, perfectly right in the center. We'll go ahead and just keep on waving it out and getting this diamond shape in here. The next thing that I would probably say is I would also probably build this above a swamp biome, just because they are naturally low sitting to the ground, and you won't get tons and tons and tons of fish spawning in your system like if you built this above an ocean, like how I originally had suggested with the other video. So, yeah, that's something to maybe consider and think about whenever you're going to build this for yourself. So here we go, we'll place that last block to complete out this diamond, and now that is all done. That is looking good. The next thing we're going to do is grab some more solid blocks and place them 1 in the corner, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now all of these blocks are going to be 7 blocks apart, starting 1 in the corner, and then your 7th one will be your next block, so there will actually be 5 blocks between each block. And it will come out actually perfectly symmetrical all the way down the line. Like right now I could count 7 from right there and still get perfectly down. And I'll actually demonstrate that on the next one. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Replace this block. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Replace that. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Replace that block, and then 7 from there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 should be our corner. And that is perfect. That works out just wonderfully. So we'll go ahead and fill in those last few remaining blocks. Just 1 more here. And now you should have something looking like this. Like I say, this is unnecessary if you're planning on using dirt or cobble or something like that for your water funneling system. But if you are planning on using leaves, this is a really, a really good thing. It'll save you a lot of time in the long run. So here we go, place that last bucket of water right there, and now we have our water catchment system all done. The next thing that we have to do is work on our mob spawning platforms. That's the exciting part. So starting out, we're going to take our building block and place one right there in the center, 2, 3. That'll be level with the platform. 1, 2, 3 from there, so that's 6 blocks in total. That should be our level, our layer right there, and then 3 more blocks. That top one is a temporary block used to place this sticky piston. So we pillared up 9 blocks in total, and then right there, that is our floor level, so we are going to delete those last few blocks. It should leave you 4 blocks just like that. And we are going to go ahead and surround this bottom block right here. We can actually remove that because our sticky piston has actually got the block attached to its face. And the next thing that we are going to do is just build this cage around the sticky piston, just kind of like this. Okay, remove that top block. And then here we go, we have our little cage built right here, and we will start with the spawning pads. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then you're just going to connect that up in a diamond shape fashion. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then connect that up just like a diamond. And I will be back once I finish that all the way around on this first platform. So now that we've got that all done, the next thing that we are going to do is add a bucket of water into this piston right here and then test that our machine is working. So you place the redstone block, and yes, the water is flowing out of the piston, going all the way to the edges of the platform. Once it gets unpowered, all of our water retracts because the block actually plugs up the piston's face. So the next thing that we are going to do is grab our fence posts and go 1 block away from the cube we built around our piston. Go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 off to each side of these 4. And then repeat that process. 1, 2, skip a block, 1, 2. Don't put any on the tips for now because we are actually going to put those on the roof of our next platform. So I'm going to show you what I mean by that. So here we go. Now that we've got all of our fence posts filled in, what we are going to do next is kind of do a repeat this process kind of thing. So we'll surround this with blocks just like that. Add 2 blocks in height. 1 so we can add our sticky piston to the top. Break out of there, add a redstone block this time. Then we'll place our block back and build our cage around this piston. So here we go, just like this. Block there, and up there. Do not forget to waterlog that piston, or else you will be sorry. You'll have to climb inside of your finished mob spawner and debug this thing. But so here we go, we're going to build the next platform. That will actually be our roof, and then I will be right back. So now that we have placed in the final few blocks there, the next thing that we are going to do is add in our spruce fence posts that we did not add on the tips for the base layer. So this is what we're going to do here. We're going to add them on the roof, and that is so our water will continuously flow across those point blocks, allowing the creepers to be pushed right off the edge. Next thing, every spot without a fence post underneath it gets a trapdoor. Like I say, you can go through and not add them where there's no trapdoors. That'll be on every single edge and then 1 block gap all around. So every other line you'll have a solid line of trapdoors, and then from the edges you'll have 1 block gap all the way around. So I know that probably confused a lot of different people, but that's the best way that I can explain it. So there you go. I'm just going to go through and time-lapse me filling all of these in real quick, and then we'll move on to the next part. Another thing that I would like to say while we're doing this time-lapse real quick is, I'm going to say this in advance, even though I know that's probably a bad idea, but thank you so much, everybody, for helping me hit 2,000 subscribers. That is absolutely crazy. Right now, I am sitting at about 1,970 subscribers, so I am well on my way. I'm almost at 2,000, and I could not have done that without you guys' help and support. So thank you so much for all of that you have given me and all of the great comments you have left in my comments section. You guys have been awesome. Thank you so much. But now that we have got that all figured out and all trapdoored in, we will just give this a quick test. See that our water is flowing all the way to the edges, just how we want it. And we will just kind of rinse and repeat this process all the way up. I'm going to do that for 5 layers, and I'll see you guys whenever I'm done with that. So now that we are standing 5 layers taller, the next thing that we are going to do is go ahead and start with the hopper timer up at the top of this. This is also referred to as an etho clock. So we will have 2 hoppers running back and forth into each other right here. And then we will have a comparator running out of each of these hoppers. So comparator running into a block, comparator running into a block, redstone on the top of each of those, and then a sticky piston on the side of each of those redstone. Now sadly these 2 do have to be sticky pistons, and there's 1 redstone block right there. The next thing that we are going to do is get a stack of any item. I don't recommend using a stack of sticky pistons as I'm doing here, because that would be awfully expensive, but that's what I'm going to use. Stack and a half of random items does not really matter. So now the next thing that we are going to do is just kind of set up to where our repeater will be running out of. So we'll have a block right there, repeater on top of that block on the back of our sticky piston right here, with the repeater running into a block, and redstone dust down there on the back of our sticky piston block. So now there we go, we've got that set. If your redstone block happens to be bouncing back and forth after you unload the chunks, then it is a big possibility that you built that hopper clock on a chunk border. All you would need to do is rotate the entire thing 90 degrees, aka build it on another side, and it'll be fine. But so now that I've got that cleared up, I just built out 10 blocks, which is fine. It's great. It'll still get you spawns. But then I've added an extra 5. I'm going to make this roof 15 blocks long all the way around in the big diamond shape, which is going to be long and boring to see, so I'm going to cut it out. So now we have completed our 10 to 15 block long roof and shrouded this entire thing in darkness, and I am currently standing 35 blocks away from the edge of my center spawning platform, and you will see right there that we've got some creeper spawns already from this thing. So now all we have to do is wait and see them push into the system and see if they funnel all the way through correctly. So there goes the water. They all funneled off the edge very quickly. They're being funneled right down into the center, and they do take a little bit of damage from the magma block, and especially if there's spiders there in the system, but honestly, I haven't had a single one die in the magma blocks before it got to the kill chamber. So that is wonderful. I'm holding my looting 3 sword, getting that looting effect. If you did enjoy this video or find this video useful, please do remember to hit that like button, leave me a comment, and please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It means a lot to me and it helps me out a lot. So thank you for watching another video that has been brought to you by Rob's Mind.